MTV came on the air 7 years ago and has become a TV institution. And it has now gone international with a Spanish language version that airs in the United States and Latin America. Joining us is VJ Daisy Fuentes. Welcome Daisy. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien, Nelly.
Very
It's
nice
a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure having you. And the guys in the audience that are drooling, look at the rock. Check out the rock on the finger. Even though I told her she's too young to get married. She's too young to get married.
Yes, she's been giving me a speech about it for an hour now.
A speech.
Don't do it, Daisy. Don't do it.
Now, Daisy, you VJ on MTV and also on MTV Internacional. How did the whole MTV International thing come along to do the Spanish language version that showcases all of these international people? How come?
Well, MTV, ever since it started, it's been an international thing. It's been a worldwide kind of music thing, and their thing is we all speak the same music.
Right.
So little by little, it just came along. They went to MTV Europe, MTV Japan, MTV Australia. Somebody came up with, why not MTV Latin America, MTV en Español, because there's a lot of great rock and roll music coming from Latin America. And in the U.S., there's not really a place where you can listen to this young rock type music.
It's amazing because there's so many young Latin artists in the United States that do music in both Spanish and English, like Gloria Estefan and, you know, Martica, who we just had on, and Sapphire and all these people. So it's a real showcase for them. Yes. Do you find that you're also getting the young Hispanics to watch you?
I think that's very hard. I think that's very, very hard, especially with Spanish television in the U.S. I'm talking from my experience when I was 15 and 16, and I'd watch my parents having Spanish television. What do I remember? Novelas, these soap operas with the tackiest people and the most dramatic acting, and it's come a long way since that. This is really the first show in Spanish television that is going out there and actually trying to grab a whole new audience, which is the young people. And I think slowly but surely we're doing that.
Also, there are all these artists that do come from all these countries that we don't even know about in this country.
Definitely.
You know, that we shouldn't know about. And in fact, I know that you've picked a couple of them that you just think are really hot. What's the first one? One's from Puerto Rico, right?
The first one is Cheyenne, and he's hot stuff. He's big. As a matter of fact, this year MTV, in their MTV Music Video Awards, for the first time ever, they had a Latin category, which is a Viewer's Choice Award, where people call in from all over the place, and they pick their favorite video, and Cheyenne was among those videos that we chose, and he won. You know, he taught me apart from that dance. It goes like this. I can't. I'm still perfecting it.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. You might freak out the audience. Please,
still perfecting. I'll teach you it later.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you did this on purpose, but your second pick is another guy.
He's a hunk.
I agree with you.
Yes.
He's a god. The man is a god. Who is this one? What's his name?
This is Emmanuel, and he was another nominated video for the MTV Best Latin Video Award, and he didn't win, but he's great.
And he's from Mexico, right?
Yes, and he's very hot all over Latin America, and this is one of his biggest hits up to the moment, and it's La Última Luna, and it's a very, very nice video as well.
I don't know, but are all of these people going more toward dance music? I mean, in our parents' time, all the Spanish music was like love ballads, amor, pasión.
Oh, no.
Is it all going toward dance?
Not really. There is a lot of dance. There is a lot of dance, but I think they're just really doing what we've always known as rock and roll. And people have always thought that Spanish rock and roll was a little awkward. It just didn't sound right because rock and roll should be in English, and it's not that way at all. We're finding out that there are very, very hot rock and roll artists coming along. We've also been backing up a lot of these hometown artists, we call these kids who are Hispanic. They have Hispanic background, and they're really making it singing in English. For example, Sapphire, Latin Rascals, Sweet Sensation, all these people.
But it's a Latin beat, a Latin root.
Latin beat, there's always a little something Latin about them.
You know, Daisy, one thing, I can go to Europe, let's say, and listen to Italian music, and, you know, I don't care if I don't understand the language, I really get off to it. But do you really think that Americans are going to listen to this music and not understand it and really relate to it?
Well, somebody's really watching, because I've gotten a lot of letters from American people saying that they've just happened to be turning the channel, watched something that seems to be MTV and is just in Spanish, and they've hung around because they can't understand half of it.
Well, great luck to you, and we'll be back in a moment. Stay with us.